Good morning, and thank you for watching the March 27th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. This briefing is provided Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. My name is Brian Schweigel, and I am the Planning Section Chief for this operational period. We'll begin this morning with information from one of our community partners, United Way Blackhawk Region President and CEO, Mary Fanning Penny.
Thank you, Brian, and thanks to the City of Janesville for hosting this daily update, as well as for the opportunity for United Way Blackhawk Region to be featured. So one of the important resources that we want to ensure our community is aware of is our 211 information and referral helpline. In addition to the hotline that's being hosted here, this is a number that you can call into to learn about resources, services, and programs that may be available to you. 211 is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where a specialist will answer your call and connect you with resources in your local community. We would advise that there is a slightly longer than normal wait time given the call volume that we've experienced to 211. You can also search for available resources and programs by going to 211wisconsin.org, and if you have a specific interest in COVID-19 information, you can /coronavirus at the end of that website. So 211 specialists are available to help you and provide information and referrals. The other opportunity that we are trying to inform the community about is providing linkages to local organizations that are still in operation and providing essential health and human resources, but may be dependent upon volunteerism or have a need for material or in-kind donations. So if you go to liveunitedbr, that stands for Blackhawk Region.org, and you click on the third button that says volunteer, there you can see a site where we are attempting to streamline requests for volunteers as well as requests for materials and in-kind donations. There is safety tips posted, so for those organizations that are still utilizing volunteers, how to avoid two-way exposure and to keep in mind all of the recommended safety guidelines. There's also information for any organization that is reliant upon volunteers on how they can specifically code those requests for COVID-19 information. So again, that's liveunitedbr.org /volunteer, or just click on the volunteer tab to see a full listing. We have updated the City of Janesville's request for the nursing pool, so that information is there. There's also a request for food donations from ECHO, which can also be shipped there to avoid in-person contact, and many other things. So please do look at that when you have an opportunity, and we encourage the community to post their needs there. The last and perhaps most exciting response that your local United Way Blackhawk Region is doing to help mobilize philanthropy during a time of crisis is on Monday we announced the launch of a COVID-19 Action Fund. We have invested $100,000 from our reserves, our emergency reserves, to seed this pool. We've also thus far had the community generously donate more than $50,000, but we know much more is going to be needed to be able to meet the needs of our community. These dollars will be invested into 501c3 organizations that have a boots on the ground response, addressing the emergent triage needs of our community, and hopefully also the long-term recovery and resiliency that will be impacted and we know that there will be a need for. As always with your United Way, these dollars will be stewarded responsibly by a volunteer committee, our Community Impact Council, which also has a liaison in our Vice President, Denise Peters-Coiho. For any and all information pertaining to that action fund, either for organizations, how you can apply, or to look at frequently asked questions, or for the community, how you can donate, go to liveunitedbr.org /COVID-19, and you can see all of those resources there. You can also text to give to the Action Fund. You can text GIVE COVID to 41444. That's 41444. So we warmly welcome contributions of all shapes and sizes, Each donation makes a meaningful difference in our community, and I can tell you as of midday Wednesday, we already had more than, or close to, $110,000 that had been requested from that fund. So that doesn't mean we've allocated all of that or distributed all of that, but that's just a snapshot of the level of need that our organizations are facing as they respond to this crisis. So we thank you for all that you are doing to give, advocate, and volunteer. We encourage you to look at these resources. Please stay safe and well and take care of your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next, we'll review our incident objectives for the city's COVID-19 response. First, safeguard the community, including our residents, businesses, and visitors. Second, deter the spread of COVID-19 within our capabilities. Third, provide essential services to the community. And fourth, safeguard City of Janesville employees and preserve our city service power. We'll now hear from other members of the EOC leadership team, beginning with our Operations Section Chief, Mandy Bonneville.
Good morning. Operations Section Chief Mandy Bonneville. The EOC is currently maintaining a Level 2 activation in which certain non-essential city functions and services have been reduced. Since the last operational period, no additional reduction in services have been implemented. Currently, each city department, division, and office is performing essential services and functions with sufficient staffing. Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy. Next is our Situation Unit Leader, Maggie Dar.
Thank you, Brian, and good morning. Maggie Dar, Situation Unit Leader for this event. As of yesterday, Thursday, March 26th, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported that there were 707 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the state of Wisconsin and 8 cases in Rock County. The city continues to closely monitor our staffing levels every day. This supports our objectives of ensuring we can continue to provide essential city services and allows us to respond and adapt as this situation progresses. We're also closely monitoring our levels of personal protective equipment, or PPE, that keeps our employees safe and allows them to continue to serve. And we're using every resource that we have available to make sure that we are maintaining those levels of PPE. I have no changes to report to city services right now, but our community support hotline, interestingly, the most frequent call that they're getting right now is the question of, is your landfill still open and what are the hours? And yes, the landfill is open. There's a lot of people that have some extra time at home and are getting home projects done, and so we're still continuing to provide that service. The hours of our sanitary landfill are Monday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The compost facility and demolition landfill is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 8 to 5, and closed on Sunday. While you're there, please make sure to maintain social distancing and be safe. This is for the benefit of you, the rest of the customers there, and the attendant that's on duty there. And if you get done with your project and you're looking for more to do, I will give you my address, because I have lots of projects. The city continues to also keep in close contact with all of our partners and other governmental agencies, the medical community, schools, nonprofits, etc. Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie. Next up is City Clerk Treasurer Dave Godek.
Thank you, Brian. City Clerk Treasurer Dave Godek. Just want to give the community an update on elections and absentee balloting. And again, we're really encouraging people to make your absentee ballot requests and get those into us so we can mail those ballots out to you. The sooner, the better. The deadline is April 2nd, but you have to have your ballot returned to us by no later than 8 p.m. on Election Day, April 7th. And if you wait until the end of the next week to get your ballot, you're going to end up having to walk it in to get that ballot to be counted. Through yesterday, we had issued a total of 7,733 absentee ballots, which is 3 times more than what we issued in total in April of 2016. 7,334 of those ballots were issued by mail. In the last 2 days, we've received 1,171 requests for absentee ballots. And as of this morning, all but 74 of those, which came in after 7 p.m. last night, have been issued. So the office continues to function. We've extended the hours that we have staff working. Just a note to the community, if you get a phone call from our office about your absentee ballot request, it's because there's something that we don't have that we need, and those calls are legitimate, and we are making those phone calls to get information. Thanks.
Thanks, Dave. Next is Economic Development Director Gail Price.
Economic Development Director Gail Price. The Economic Development Office is tasked with leading the economic recovery of the community now and post-COVID-19 pandemic. The EEDO continues to monitor programs for assistance for businesses and individuals. We are posting links to our Grow Janesville website, and there's a tab at the top where it'll take you to the page with those various programs. I can tell you this morning there is significant help coming. At the federal level, the Senate passed the $2 trillion stimulus package Wednesday, and the House is going to vote on that today. That includes help for individuals of up to $1,200 with adjusted gross incomes of $75,000 or less, couples of up to $2,400 with incomes of up to $150,000, and an additional $500 payments for children in the household. There's also within that additional funding for unemployment benefits, and then other programs for small businesses and larger industries. The most significant that's out there right now is the SBA loan program of $25,000 for unsecured, up to $2 million for secured loans. That is an online application. Also, there are webinars available today and tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can link to those webinars, again, through the growjanesville.com website, and you will need to register for those before participating in those. Also, the Wisconsin Small Business Development Network, so SBDC, has assistance for people. Right now, our closest location is at UW-Whitewater. You can give them a call at 262-472-1365. Those are basically focused on loans that can go up to 30 years with a 1-year deferment. The EDO is working on a bullet list of these various programs. There's a ton of information out there. It can be overwhelming. And what we hope to do is to have this bullet list available on our website, and then starting next week, have staff available to help people meander through this process and understand maybe what program could be the best for their individual business. Again, there's a ton of information out there, and if you need help, give either Whitewater a call or our office a call, and we'll be able to help you. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Next up is Public Information Officer Molly Nolte.
Thanks, Brian. Good morning. I'm Public Information Officer Molly Nolte. To continue to receive trustworthy and up-to-date information from the City of Janesville, please check in often on the city's website. You can sign up for our press release emails, or if you're on social media, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. If you haven't signed up already, to sign up for those press release emails, it's our city's website /email lists. That's LISTS. The city has also created a unique web page in response to COVID-19. It includes a lot of really important community information. It's our website /COVID-19. And on this page, you'll find links to community resources. All of these operational briefings are archived there in case you've missed any. We have our FAQ sheet, which is updated every afternoon. CDC information is embedded right into that website, so you can get that information. As Gail Price mentioned, our business recovery information is linked on there, and there's more information on there, so please do tune into that website. Remember to continue to get your information from credible sources, sources like government-sanctioned sites, the CDC, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services, FEMA, and others. That's where the city gets a lot of their information, so we encourage you to do the same. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call our community support hotline. It's available every day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That phone number is 608-373-6027. And lastly, we encourage you to share all of this information with your friends, family, neighbors. If you're a part of any community group, maybe your church, any clubs or organizations that you may be a part of, please do share this information with them. Thank you.
Thanks, Molly. Next up is Finance Administration Section Chief Steve Waniger.
Good morning, Finance and Administration Section Chief Steve Waniger. The EOC response team has logged 2,055 hours to date, and we have captured expenditures of $811,800.77. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next up is our Safety Officer, Captain John McManus.
Good morning, John McManus, Safety Officer for the next operational period. Our safety message remains consistent, and hopefully it is creating good habits for all of us. Clean your hands often. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after you've been in a public place or after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If soap and water are not readily available, use a hand sanitizer with at least a 60% alcohol content. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact. We're all practicing this. Avoid close contact with people, especially with people who are sick. Create a space between you and yourself and other people, maintaining at least a 6-foot social distance. This is especially important for people who are at a higher risk for getting sick. At home and in the workplace, your home and your workplace should be thoroughly cleaned daily or as needed with approved EPA cleansers, and keep after the high-touch surfaces in your area with a higher frequency. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next is Incident Commander, Fire Chief Rhodes.
Good morning, Janesville. My name is Ernie Rhodes, Incident Commander for the COVID-19 response for the City of Janesville. This week has been a week of change. We have either some of us are still working, some of us are home, our children are at home, our routines to go out to dinner have changed, maybe to the store. So it's a big week of change, and it's been hard on all of us. So I'm asking everybody to stay positive, right? So when you're at home, do one positive action a day. Whether that's do the laundry or clean. For me, I got to clean my floors right at home. So I'm going to clean my floors this weekend, and that's a positive thing for me. Do that one thing every day. And when you go to bed at night, just remember, I did one positive thing. Create a new routine. Create your new norm. Have a little fun. So today in the Emergency Operations Center, I asked everybody to wear their favorite Major League Baseball hat. Mine's the Cardinals. Go Cards, right? So we're trying to have a little fun with this. We're trying to stay forward, focusing on what we can do to change our routine and to try to get through this, because we will get through this. I want to remind everybody to call 608-373-6027 if they have any questions, if they need help, if they think their neighbors may need help. Give us a call. We'll check on them. Once again, big week of change. Everybody's out of their routine. Please love yourself. Give each other grace. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Our next speaker is City Manager Mark Freitag.
Thanks, Brian. Good morning, EOC members, city employees, and any of members of the community that are listening in. A couple updates for everybody. First of all, you've heard on multiple occasions references to our community support hotline. And so, we just can't reiterate and stress enough that service is there to answer questions. We, the city, want to make sure that you have a place where you can call, you can ask questions, and you can get good answers, factual answers, the correct answer. and possibly that correct connection to some agency who might have the right answer. And so, again, call 608-373-6027. It's staffed by 2 members. They're on call from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Every day at the end of the day, I get a summary of what those questions are coming from the community, and then what answers are we providing. So, for example, yesterday, our first call came in at 8:03 in the morning. Our last call came in at 3:12 p.m. in the afternoon. We took a total of 26 calls and provided answers to all of those 26 calls. And the majority of those calls, interestingly enough, were nurses calling in to volunteer their services, which is a great program and an initiative that the city's trying to make sure we have a database of nurses that could be available if we need to stand up a surge shelter in support of hospital operations. And then, as has already been mentioned, is the landfill operating? And so we know a lot of people are home. They're doing yard work. I see it every day as I'm out and about. So yes, the compost demo landfill is still open, and certainly the sanitary landfill is open. But it's a program that's getting use, and we encourage you to spread the word that it's available to answer questions. The next piece of information I want to share with everybody is a piece of good news. And so it's nice to end Friday on a good note. And that is, we were notified by the folks that are working on the Milwaukee Street Bridge over here that this afternoon the Milwaukee Street Bridge will be open to two-way traffic. And so that's a big victory for the community. They did caveat that there will still be minor work activities continuing next week, such as landscaping and pavement markings, along with some punch list items. Traffic will remain open throughout these activities, and no additional closures are anticipated. So that's a win for the community. So amidst all of this chaos and crisis and concern, that's a good win for the community. And so I'll take those kind of wins when we can get them. The last thing that I want to just mention is that it's been a busy 2 weeks. The EOC has been in operation now steady for 2 weeks. Folks are tired. They're working hard. And so whether that's here in the city EOC, whether that are city employees that are out there continuing to provide essential services, or whether that's community businesses that are supporting this community during this time of crisis, folks are tired. I get that. And so, this weekend, power down, take a nap, do your floors, chief, and get outside. We've got 65 parks out there. Don't go to the playgrounds. Those are closed. Don't go to the fitness court. That's closed. But get out, breathe some fresh air. I know the weather tomorrow is not supposed to be so nice, but it's supposed to be good on Sunday. And so get out, breathe some fresh air. When I drive home every night, I go a different way through the city just to get a pulse of what's happening in the city. And I will tell you, much more so than any time that I've seen in the 6 years that I've lived here, people are out enjoying the outdoors. They're out walking. They're sitting in their front yards, visiting with family. Some of them have little fireplace or fire pots set up. We got kids playing, and the community is out enjoying our outdoors. And so, if you have an opportunity to get out this weekend and breathe some fresh air, please do that, because that's good for stress levels. Because as I've said, this is a marathon, and we're in the first 2 weeks. And if you've been monitoring those COVID-19 confirmed cases, we started the week at 3. Yesterday it was 6, and then last night we got the update that we've moved up to 8. And so we're just starting. So we're on the starting point of this spread. And so we need to pace ourselves, as Chief continues to say, give each other a little bit of grace, get out and enjoy the outdoors, and let's have a great weekend, and we'll all be back to it on Monday morning. And so I would just like to remind the community that this community is a resilient community, and we're Janesville strong, okay? And so spread the word, we're Janesville strong. Be proud of that resilience. We're going to get through this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. This has been the March 27th City of Janesville COVID-19 Community Briefing. The community briefing, is provided every Monday through Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Thank you for watching.